Hello everybody, welcome to another Phantom hosted tournament here in Illuvium India Arena. And we are in the Grand Finals, everybody. We have arrived in the top 8 Grand Finals and we're gonna jump right into it. We got no time to waste, so we are ready to go, ready to rumble. And we can let the players know we are ready to go. Looking at our top 8 right here, we got Anubis, Slicks, ImFishy, a newcomer to the tournament scene, made it straight into the finals, Whitey, Lex, Fox Spirit, Ola Nareba right here, and Texan. Whitey here is the person with the highest rank in the leaderboard currently, after which comes Slicks, and then Texan. So this is gonna be a very good finals. I'm excited to see it. And we are starting right now. Good luck, everybody. Good luck to our contestants. This is gonna be a fun one. All right, should be good. We should be good. We should be good, and we are in it. Look at that. We have the Abyssal Basin region randomly selected. And what we got here is everybody gets 3 random augments. And this player right here got 3 fighter emblems. I've never seen that before. I think this must be the luckiest person alive, because this obviously synergizes very well with each other. You just need 2 more fighters and you have 5 fighter synergy activated. So I'm really curious what Anubis is going to play around that. Let's check out the other players. We got Slicks right here with fighter and 2 air, which is also pretty good. It's not all over the place like nature, fire, earth, right? You can still build something very good with that, because you know, you just need 4 more air units plus a mule or something, and yeah, you can build a very easy, strong early team with that. Let's check out what Whitey got. Whitey found Rogue, Fighter, and Empath. Not too bad either. I think overall what you're looking for is mostly class emblems will help you the most, because they really have a big impact on your units. Like if you can suddenly make a up on a rogue, that's going to be a huge... Like you can use that units in so many different ways all of a sudden. And let's watch Whitey and let's see his magic unfold, because he has been the top leaderboard contestant for a reason. And let's see if he will be able to kick Slicks off his throne as the king of Illuvium, as some like to call him. He has been winning the most tournaments in Illuvium. But definitely Whitey and also Fox Spirit are very, very strong players that have easily a chance of winning this. And also all other players here in our top 8 are some of the best players in Illuvium, and all of them have a great chance of winning this tournament. This tournament, or this Grand Finals, has a top 8 best of 3 format. So we're gonna play 3 games, and whoever is in the lead, whoever has the most points at the end of these 3 games, will win the tournament. So first place gets 8 points, second place 7, all the way down to last point 1 point per round. The chat is active. We don't have a huge delay, so guys, feel free to ask questions to be active chatters. I will try my best to actually not ignore the chat for once and be in there a little bit. So we're still watching Whitey right here, who went on to a lose streak, now decided to level up and give up his 20 gold and his 2 income. He gave up 1 income, which can be detrimental in the early game, but I guess he wants to preserve some HP, especially because we are in a best of 3 scenario. All these players are going to be playing very aggressively. They're going to play for top 4, not necessarily for winning the thing, but rather for overall good placement. And what that means is you better stay close to them. You better not fall behind too much, because you're going to go down very, very fast. And that's why Whitey, I think, leveled up here, and that's why he also won the round. He wouldn't have won with just 3 units. and he beat Slicks to it. Slicks right here. Gonna reroll a little bit. Let's see. Slicks' magic unfold as well. I've seen him play this a lot in the leaderboards and rank games. Omega power for depending on how much health you got. I think this is just a very consistent augment because pretty much every unit, or actually every unit now needs Omega power. Even the one that don't have an Omega, like a monk here, have now Omega power in their passive ability, for example. It's a very consistent trait, giving Omega power to your unit, and not something like boost to like one tier 5 unit, which is not gonna happen now. And yeah, just a very consistent synergy right there. Also, Slicks went for level 4, but he is likely gonna get stomped here. It's hard to tell still because his Ranger, and Rangers in general, are one of the best units right now, which I like a lot. I think this change is great, and finally the Ranger is actually a strong unit on the board, not just more or less a placeholder as it used to be and a synergy provider. Alright, we see also Slicks pushing for it, but he still stays on the lose streak, maximizing his income. Let's actually swap over to some of the top players in this lobby that are still rocking with 100 HP. Texan right here. And we'll see how he's doing. Let me quickly check on Twitch. We are all good there. I think on Twitter we should be alright. Yes, Twitch is doing great as well. Alright, we should be multi-streaming on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. So wherever you prefer to watch streams, feel free to go there. I would prefer, or I would recommend you YouTube, but it doesn't really matter. But YouTube is also where I do most of my videos and all of that stuff. But maybe for a little bit of an interactive chat experience, you want to go to Twitch. Twitch usually also has text-to-speech activated and stuff like this, but we don't have that now for the tournament. Alright, Texan right here stays on his win streak. Same does Nareba, it seems like. We'll see in a second. And Texan got a little bit different collection of emblems presented to him. He gets water, fire. I'm not sure what the third one is, but he's playing around 3 fighters, 2 empaths, and a bulwark. Really interesting setup right here. Pushing the levels early just to stay dominant, to have the best board on the field. And yeah, the third one was empath, which is one of the weakest emblems, I would say, but he still pulled it off. And a funny combination out of damage and sustain made him win pretty well here. He's checking out all the different synergies that he maybe can build with his Ranger, which is a nature sword. So there's a bunch different composition that he can go for. And now with the bonding of our Ranger, everything is possible. And usually what you want to go for is trying to find 4 composite synergies. So 4 Harbinger has been really good, or 4 Invoker is really good, or 5 Bulwark is still really good. So even if it's not composite, there is still some very good basic synergies. But usually your win conditions will lie within those 4 composite synergies, maxing out their effectiveness and giving you an extra stats to it, an extra effect to it. Really, anything you get with 4 usually is a big win condition. I don't think I've seen ever Enchanter, so there's a few that are underutilized, but Wildfire, Granite, Shock, like everything you can get. Revenant we have seen a lot. Everything you can get 4, or a lot of them, a lot of composite synergies, that's going to be a big win condition, and that's what we have to look out for, and that's what you have to plan for with this version of the game now. Alright, we're seeing a healthy mix here coming in from Texan. He prefers to stay purist with his augment, so he did 1 full defensive augment, a full attack augment, and a full Omega augment. Which I have to agree, once you mix them up and you get like fusion, support, and all of that, it gets kind of wishy-washy. He locked in his Ray here. Is it gonna be a problem? Definitely a little bit of a tougher fight versus Nareba here, who lost his lose streak. So he's not going to be super committed to winning this round, but he's still going to be very strong. As long as this Lynx is alive, Texan is in trouble. But finally it goes down and close, but not too close. Texan stays on his win streak, and that's why we're going to stay with him and going to see how far he can push it. Because those players are going to come after him very soon. They don't want to stay on a lose streak for too long. You usually want to stabilize around 70, 60, 50 HP, but you don't want to just keep banking up money but losing health, especially in a best of 3 grand finals format that we have right here in this tournament. The stream quality is not the best, so we might actually swap over. Slicks usually brings the full HD, the 60 frames per second. You gotta love it. And yeah, Slicks, like I mentioned before, he has been winning the most tournaments by far. I don't know how far, but he definitely is the best earning player recently in Illuvium and in the recent months. And he's the player to beat. I think everybody who has been playing leaderboard knows this, and he kind of gets in your head because he has been having so much success on the tournaments. Once you see him in the leaderboards, you're like, you kind of want to play against him, but you also don't, you know, want to play your own best game. And usually I end up being second behind him, because not necessarily because he plays so much better than everybody else, but also because of the psychological effect of trying to take down the king. So let's see if anybody else here feels the same way, especially in a high stakes tournament that we are in right here. And we're gonna watch a little bit of his magic unfurl here and see what happens. He ended his lose streak, which is not very good. If he loses here again, then he just stopped his lose streak with 1 win, which is the worst case scenario, and it looks like that's gonna be the case. Overtime is not gonna save him, I believe, if there isn't a perfectly timed heal. Oh my god, that was so close. But yeah, Slicks just threw in 1 win in his lose streak, so that's not perfectly executed, but it happens to the best of us. And he is rolling already on 60 gold, trying to find stuff, trying to stabilize. He doesn't want to fall much more lower, and since he doesn't have to preserve a lose streak, he rather wants to join the winning streak and will roll here a little bit. He was able to get 6 air with the 2 air emblems, so I'm very surprised that he didn't stabilize earlier, but now is the time. Now he's pushing for it, and it is looking pretty good. Let's see a little reposition here on the Flish. Maybe from the Doka with Whitey. Nope. Whitey doesn't do anything. Flish. Oh, it was a rogue anyway, the Doka. Never mind. Double tank augment Kukulus in the back with the 6 air, dodging everything. Just solo tanking 6 rogues, which is absolutely crazy. Whitey must be a little bit sad, a little bit mad, but probably he expected it as well. This composition counters him, especially in the early mid game right here. Let's see Whitey's setup. He got 5 rogues, 2 fighters, 1 bulwark. Rogue was dominating the leaderboards and the ranked play, but then the team quickly reacted and lowered everybody's damage a bit, upped the resistances, made the fights a bit longer, and also nerfed the damage of Rampfire and Monarch a little bit. They nerfed their damage, gave them a little bit more HP, and what's also very important, Rampfire's radius got nerfed, which is a big hit to him. Just before this tournament, I played a ranked game and I was able to win the game versus a Rampfire and Umber and everything, just out-healing him. So I hope they didn't nerf Rampfire again into Oblivion, because Rampfire hasn't seen a lot of play in the recent months. Compared to all the other tier 5s, which have been used very frequently, Scarabog, Ador, Foe, maybe Alfie the least, but then Octius, Rampy was really underutilized. So I was happy to see Phantom return to the meta, but the problem with Phantom is either it one-shots the whole enemy team and it feels like it needs a nerf, or it doesn't do that and it feels like it's not good enough. So I think this is one of the hardest jobs for the team, to balance Phantom. And they try to do it by nerfing the damage a bit and increasing the Inferno damage. I don't think Inferno is where it's at, but maybe if you get 3-4 Inferno and play a little bit, not like a full rogue composition, but play around Inferno and maybe sustain and chip damage, maybe that could be a tactic. The good thing now, with the new patch, there is so many viable strategies. Like, there is hundreds of different combination of teams that you can play, and we haven't even tried all of them yet. And it's hard to replicate it anyway, because every game feels so unique. So definitely a beautiful patch. I think everybody's loving it. Of course, there's always some things you can complain about. Some people don't really like the carousel. But overall, we're getting where we want to be. And which is just a very skill-expressive strategy game. Selling the Doka here, I'm glad I'm not the only one who does this. Just keeping your mantle stack low, removing all the clutter on the bench and not holding on to it for a 0.1% chance of having to play it later on. Alrighty, that's the PvE round. Let's swap over real quick. So Whitey is on 49 HP with 86 gold. I really want to quickly see what he's going to do now, because this will be the time where I push my gold onto the board and actually make something happen, because you don't want to lose much more HP. So he knows exactly what he's going for, right? The rogues, there's the Ramphy. Oh, he missed the Ramphy. He didn't see it, I think. He must be going for the Ramphy. I think he just missed it. Let's see if he's going to take the next one. Also getting other units. He's also not going for the ace, it seems like. So maybe he's just fully going for air right now, pivoting into air and making Slick's life harder as well, because Slicks has been going for air. Still interesting. While you roll down, you should still pick up stuff like Ramphy, because maybe you get 2 more and you get a stage 2, which will definitely, like, it's gonna be a free win in this scenario. Like, there is no chance you're not gonna play a free ramp fight, even if it costs you 15 gold. You got rid of all your gold anyway. So I think a little bit of a blunder, and usually with this high impact Illuvials, when you roll down, you should just fill up your bench and see what you're getting. And then play around what you're getting. Because if you're just looking for those air units, we saw it. He rolled down 40 gold and he didn't find many of them. And now he has no gold, no strong board, and Whitey is most likely gonna go last or 7th place. I'm not saying this could have been reverted by getting the Ramphy, but just generally, guys, if you roll down your gold and you are in a dire position, pick up everything you get your bench full while rolling, and then once you find things and your bench is full, then you sell stuff. But then you have the maximum options of finding duplicates, of finding stage 2s, and with that, hopefully, being able to stabilize. Because here's another Ramphy, right? That would have been 2 already, so... And a ramp fight really would have changed his luck around, I think. Going up to 7 rogues. It is what it is. All the best to you, Whitey. Good luck in there. Let's quickly check over to Slicks. See how he's been doing. He has his 6 air locked in since the beginning, since he has 2 air emblems right here. Found also the Tibiruku right here with the Shock and the Revenant. Didn't find a second Revenant yet. Went for Aegis with the Ranger, which is usually a very good trade. It seems like Nareva right here, also with the Rogues and with Inferno already activated, is gonna crush Slick's air team. Also because all these fire units are going hyperactive versus the air. You can see it with the yellow bar around them. So all these fire units have a lot of extra stats, a lot of extra strength, which usually turns the fight around, especially versus squishy units like this, who are very prone to abilities and to inferno damage and all of that. So let's check over with Nareva and see how he's doing. So he has Inferno activated, probably with the Artes plus the Ranger. So this is another very easy composite synergy that you can get early on. Nareva's stream is bugging a little bit, it seems like. He's coming all the way from Brazil, so the stream has to go a long way. And we're gonna check in with Fox Spirit. Also, one of our top contenders in the game, has won a few tournaments and is always a force to be reckoned with. from Russia coming in hot with another rogue composition right here. Already 7 rogues on the board, with the Ranger being also a rogue and bonded to be Vanguard. Activated Fruity Slashing right here, or Stabbing, that is, to have Vanguard. Now he's gonna get Revenant in, so probably the Volante right here should make space for the Verminio, but we actually removed the Cling to keep 7 rogues. Beautiful. Nice to see. The Adorato is a rogue. The Verminia is a rogue. So everybody's jumping back, which really helps you with the Adorato to stay safe. We did a full swap. All the greens are on top, all the red are on bottom. Full rogue versus full rogue, but it definitely looks like Fox Spirit has the upper hand here. And yeah, Whitey's in a tough spot because also both the compositions, air and rogue, that he wanted to go for are heavily contested by the enemies. And I would assume the top players right here, like ImFishy and Lex, are going for your classic fighter builds with maybe 5 bulwarks, or not necessarily fighters, but your 5 bulwarks with the healers, and then maybe throw some Scions and fighters on top of that. Let's check it out. Lex from Phantom representing in here. And he's playing Harbinger. It looked like Harbinger, but I guess the Ranger is a air fighter, so this didn't happen. But yeah, he's also playing 6 air, still has a Doka on the field with fire. Interesting build. Very interesting build. It's a classic 6 air, but I'm not sure yet why he's performing so well, because it seems very average with no composite synergies activated, no shock, no dust, no frost, Chanter, Revenant, nothing, right? It seems like a little bit weaker than his competition. Wow. Look at how much this Verminio tanks. There is 7 units lined up around him. And yeah, he's not doing anything to Slicks, who was able to find the Arcalion and is just unkillable with his stage 3 units. Slicks, 50 HP, was able to find his stage 3 units. He's gonna have a good shot at winning this round, I think. He was kissed by RNG with those 2 air emblems, setting up a straight path, plus the air ranger weapon. Very lucky here. Air Bulwark, one of the best weapons if you're going for air. He's rolling down now because he knows there is people on behind him. He's checking now how many people are going for the links. Is it realistic for me to actually go for the stage 3 links? Because if you buy this one, you lose 1 gold instantly. Because the combined cost is 6 gold, but if you sell the stage 2, you're gonna get 5 gold back. He does go for it. He's still on 30 gold now with the PvE round. And yeah, he is looking dangerous. He doesn't have his final win composition yet. He still needs a win condition besides like being very tanky and very sustainable right now with Aegis and 6 air and 3 dust and all of that. But I'm sure he has already a plan in mind how to find that last overpowered damage in the end, which often happens. Maybe an Octius comes in. Maybe just more heal with like Adorato and a Verminio. But he doesn't even have a Verminio. So he's playing 6 air, but he's skipping the usual Revenant strategy, which has also been nerfed. So very interesting build right here. Going for 6 air with Revenant, a bunch of empaths, some rogues, some bulwarks, some Scions, right? A nice mix here. Here's the Ador. Doesn't go for it. Is rolling for his stage 3s. And I have seen him play this way too many times. He finds the Bloto, finds 3 Aegis, and now he's so tanky. Look at that. Big blind coming in. They finally take him down, all these rogues. There is even a Chotun in here with the rogue versus Whitey. But definitely Whitey found the worst enemy he could find right here. That might do 17 damage. Whitey might be kicked out very, very fast. He might also survive with 1 HP. 3 HP, there we go. You like to see it. Give him one more chance. But yeah, Slicks here is gonna be dangerous. Let's swap over to ImFishy. I don't know if this is someone who renamed himself, but it seems like it's a newcomer to the Illuvium tournament scene. Maybe a good player from TFT who came over and is dominating right here because he was able in his first tournament to get into the top 8. And right now he's sitting comfortably in first position. So let's see what he's building. Also 6 air. My God. We have like 4 6 air players. And wait, who was the person? It was Anubis, right? Who got 3 fighter emblems off the back. I quickly want to check what he's doing. Does he play 7 fighters? Yes, he does. I love to see it. Wow. That is a crazy team. He already has 2 Colossus right here. 7 fighter, 3 Berserkers, 3 Bulwarks, 2 Colossus, 2 Empaths. So Anubis here was able to craft a beautiful composition. Oh my God. Alright, this is my new favorite. I will put all my bets on Anubis right here. He found the needle in the haystack. Because all these units here, those are not contested, right? Your Riptors, your Gnarls. All of that stuff. Everybody went for air and other stuff. Air and rogues is 90% of the lobby. And then Anubis was able to find the uncontested composition. And it's looking deadly. Colossus, 3 Berserker, Toxic, Frost. Man, he got it all. And what is he looking for? 1 more Monk here to get the upgrade on the Berserker. Then he's going to bring in a Adorado. Always good. Always such a strong unit in the late game. Providing that heal to those Colossus. He is rocking 7 fighter. All those tanks have the fighter emblem because all the other units are just fighters. I would put one of those fighter emblems definitely on the Fur Knight. Provide more cost, provide more damage. It's definitely gonna do more than having it on the Krunk, I think. So now the positioning comes in versus the Rogues. Keeps most of his tanks in the front line, just moves the Colossus into the back line. Which is interesting. Let's see if the Rogues can burst through. Well, it's not that many Rogues, it's just 3 of them. He's playing versus Lex. I don't think Lex has a chance here. I don't think anyone right now has a chance versus Anubis. This is a crazy team that he came up with, and I can't wait to see him match versus Fox Spirit or Slicks. The other guys who are doing great right now. Let's check over to Fox Spirit, see what he's been doing. We got a similar team to what Anubis has been rocking. We got... Well, it is... Actually, I've never seen this before. It is the full rogue team, with Adorado being a rogue and the Verminio being a rogue. But he also brought in a lot of nature units. So the Ranger is a nature. We got the Cling, or the Twine in there with 3 defensive augments. And he went for the Vanguards, focusing on stage 3 Vanguards. Slashing right here, plus very close to the Malura, which in combination with the Ranger is also a Vanguard. Triple Vanguard is going to be his win condition right here, which is a very strong one. If you find maybe a little bit more offensive augments for Slashing, that is. Slashing really benefits from those fighter augments just slashing through the enemy. With this one, he's tanky, but it seems like he's gonna miss damage versus Anubis right here. So let's see how it goes. He does have a lot of sustain, Fox Spirit, with the Adorado. He's gonna get a cast out very soon. And he does still have the damage. First Colossus falls down. But Riptorus right here, Riplands is just shredding through the enemy line. And he has the offensive augments that he would need onto a Slashing. We can see it right here. Ranger did 10,000 damage, but Slashing only 3,500. You have the wrong augments on this guy, and all his augments are very defensive. 3 defensive ones here, 2 here. The rogue ones are the only offensive one, plus the caster augments for the Adorado. But with so much damage that the Riplands provides, Adorado can't heal against that. Surfer Dude, how we doing? How's it going? ImFishy is a Dota auto chess player. He has personally invented several builds, experienced players. Nice, good to hear. He brought his fan base as well. I'm excited. Like, I would see he's probably hasn't been in Illuvium for long, and he's already competing with the big boys and already leading them in this first round of the grand finals. So I'm excited to see, and I hope very much that he just keeps getting better. The more information he picks up, the more experience he picks up, because we dearly need some competitors for Slicks. But nevertheless, I think we have found some. Anubis, he's a very, very strong player in this round. We also have Texan, who is on a win streak again. Let's see what we got here. Is he another air player? No, he's also playing nature. So the two dominating builds so far have been nature and air, and then a little bit rogue on the side. But rogue has the problem, if you don't fully focus on, like if you are not uncontested on rogue, it is very hard. Nature, there's so many units around it and so many directions you can go. You usually can find something that's not contested. You either go for the Achelion and the what Slicks did right here into the, what is it called, into the Aegis line, or you go into the Verdant line, or you go into the Scion Berserker line, which we have seen Anubis do. Or you go into the Colossus line, or you go into the Templar line with the Blaze Knight and Wildfire. So there's many different ways you can do it. It's not that bad if you contest it. But if you compare that to rogues, rogues have not many different use cases, right? We got the full rogue build, 7 rogues, and that's kind of it. I mean, Fox Spirit invented a little bit crazy stuff here by playing like 6 nature with it as well, but the essence will always stay 7 rogues. You could maybe go into Phantom Inferno, which doesn't rely so much on the rest of the rogues, but still, it's gonna be your best bet. Getting up that crit chance for that Ramp Firecast. I haven't seen a single Ramp yet. It could work pretty well versus the natures. I don't think he has been nerfed that yet. I'm very surprised nobody has been going for that yet. Let me swap over to better stream quality. ImFishy versus Slicks. That's what I wanted to see. We got the Scions, Invokers here. Invoker could perform really well versus Slicks, who has a sustain composition, right? So Slicks is playing it slow, but Invoker wants to play it slow as well because they're stacking up Omega power. I'm surprised on the positioning of this Octius in the front line. He got away with it. The Ranger's on it though. But definitely want to have this Octius more in the back and be behind those empaths right here that are getting attacked now. Because now you're missing, like, now you have all your healers left, but your damage is gone. And yeah, it seems like Slicks was just able to out-sustain with the Octius gone. There was not much left on ImFishy's team to provide any damage. Nice attempt though. Slicks going to get first place for the first time in this game. And he is on a big win streak with 6 wins. YouTube graphics are not very good. Let me check that. It should be 1080. Maybe it's your internet, bro. Yeah, it is full HP, full HD. Invokers here. The problem is we're still I'm watching a Discord stream and then I'm streaming it to you, right? Until we have spectator mode, I think that's the best we're getting. I think when I spectate Slicks, you should have a pretty decent quality. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. Because my computer and my internet can handle 4K. And also YouTube can handle it. Twitch can't. But yeah, next time we might want to go higher. But the problem is I'm only getting 1080p here from the players in the best case. Look at that. Texan absolutely annihilated Slicks right here. No chance. So Texan is praying right now to not be matched versus Anubis, because I think that's the only player that really makes him trouble. It's lovely to see, isn't it? Nareva and Texan both in the bottom, now on a win streak, trying to upset all the top players right here. So this is a very, very tough fight for the top 4. 30. Everybody is in 15 HP range of each other. Pretty crazy. Pretty freaking crazy. Slicks versus Fox Spirit looks very balanced so far. Looks like Slicks is getting the upper hand a little bit. This Archelion in the middle is just such a pain. Gets a big heal out. Finally dies though, and Fox Spirit Vanguards seem to be unstoppable. They are very tanky themselves, and he finally found some offensive augments for this slashing right here with stacking attack speed. Huge find, and Slicks keeps dropping. ImFishy keeps dropping. Texan got knocked out. And the next round will decide the top 3, I believe. And maybe 1 or 2 players will be left standing. What's up with the Illuvium general chat? Alrighty, let's focus. Eyes on the prize. Are we going for Octius right here? Do you need more damage, Slicks? Nope. He stays with the 5 empaths. I think he could have removed that monk here for the Octius. Would have been a good call, I think. He is not very threatened by ImFishy here, I think. Otherwise, he would have just sold the Gasotep attempt and go for the Octius. Let's see how it goes. ImFishy looks very good, but last time this match, he was just able to out-sustain. Octius again in the front line. This Octius should be right there where the flood is. But I don't think it would have made a difference. Slicks' team just counters ImFishy's team a little bit too hard here. Gets knocked out in 5th place. Well played though. That's a huge achievement. Just getting top 5 versus players that have been playing for years and years and years. So definitely a good showing here in the first game, and we have 2 more games. And usually it changes a lot. So my bet is still on Anubis, and it looks like he's doing great. Slicks and Fox Spirit able to squeeze into top 4. Let's see what happens next. We have a PvE round, so we can check out everybody's build one more time. So here on Anubis side, we're looking for 2 more foes to get the Phosphorus stage 3 tier 5. Big win condition. And that's kind of it. Also looking for that Adorado. 8 fighters right now, which seems a little bit like an overkill. But you want to have that Frost, you want to have that Berserker, so all these fighters are very important for his build. And there's nothing that he can do. He got served 3 fighter emblems, and sometimes you end up playing 8 fighters. But he might want to swap out a fighter for an Adorado, provide a little bit heal. Oh, that is huge. A little bit of Thorns damage, reflective damage. Here we have a energy augment. I think all of them really good. Usually hard to choose. Goes on the Forest. The Forest full Omega power here, doing the most damage with its cast. He needs 1 more foe. There it is, Forest. We're gonna redo the augments. Quick. You got 10 seconds. I hope the positioning is already alright. Decide now. Alright, so we take... There's 1 more. Yep, but repositioning is more important than the last augment. That was very important, actually, getting the Forest away from those Vanguards. And now he comes back and actually focuses them. Here comes a big taunt though, but the Forest manages to run away, which is huge right here for Anubis. As long as the Forest can stay safe and can pick them out one by one, not getting focused. But now all the tanks are dead. Can Forest go against all the damage that's incoming? Nope. He got blasted by Fox Spirit. Ola Nareba knocked out in 4th place. Anubis still holding on with 5 HP. And Slicks actually on top again. You can never count this guy out. He always finds a way back in. And now we got the final 3 right here with Slicks, Anubis, and Fox Spirit. We got Vanguard from Fox Spirit, so now he gets 4 Vanguard, which is pretty crazy. Anubis didn't go for Colossus, which is a big blunder. This could have win him the game, as in the same amount that Fox Spirit with 4 Vanguard is now gonna have a big shot at winning the game. So this is crazy to see. Let me watch Anubis. He has 2 Colossus, right? Yeah, he has 2 Colossus. Like a 3rd Colossus would have been way better than the sit-down augment. So that was a huge misplay. Anubis just didn't see the Colossus emblem. He was a little bit too fast on choosing. And that is very sad to see, because having Colossus on the Forus or on the Riptorus, that could have been game-changing. And also denying the Vanguard augment from Fox Spirit right here would have been very important. Wait, 1, 2. Oh, was it Aegis? Wait, no, it wasn't Vanguard. It was Aegis, and he denied it from Slicks, because Slicks would have had 4 Aegis. So Fox Spirit taking one for the team here, taking an absolute useless augment for himself, because otherwise Slicks would have had the free win with 4 Aegis. Very well played here by Fox Spirit. Let's see if it pays off. I mean, with it, he would have lost, definitely. So, definitely the right play from him. Here comes the slashing. Couldn't get through this Blotto. Blotto was almost dead. Blotto low again. Nope. Doesn't happen. Slicks with the triple Aegis. After the patch has nerfed triple Aegis already. Wins the round right here. And we have the final battle between Slicks and Anubis. Between triple Aegis, again, very lucky that Fox Spirit took the Aegis emblem away from him, which gives now Anubis a chance in this last round with his Forus, with his Riptorus, with his 8 fighters, triple Berserkers, and double Colossus, which could have been 3 Colossus, and I'm heartbroken about that. Puts the Rake away from those dangerous fighters, which is a good idea. Rake is in here. The Ranger is in there. Here come the big boys. What is Slicks even hoping for? I don't see anything happen right here. I think the Phosphorus is just gonna be so tough. Blotto is dead, and with that, Slicks is beaten, and Anubis you can never call him out. With that, Slicks wins the first round, and Anubis is taken out. This Phosphorus was stunned so long by the Kukurov and couldn't finish the deal. You love to see it. GG's, well played. I counted him out like 3 times, but you cannot do that. If you're a betting man, bet on Slicks. He has been the dominating player, especially in these tournaments. Even though Whitey is first in the leaderboard, in the tournaments, this is a different story. And really interesting. I'm gonna screenshot this right here for myself, because these are some great builds that I would recommend everybody to copy. And in general, we can all learn a lot from these players. These are the best players in Illuvium. We can have a little quick look at the spreadsheet. The M-boss of other streams. Here we go. Can you see it? Transform, fit the screen. Almost. There we go. So here is your top 32, by the way. So if you want to see who gave those people a run for their money, we got Scomex, Philo, Sprites, are K Rusty, Dr. Spoon, K-Lex, and so on. You can give it a read yourself. Number 10, like number 9 till number 16 right here were the people who got into the semifinals, and then those 16 players battled it out for the top 8. Now we got the final 8, and we have the score of the first game in the finals. 2 more games to go, after which the player with the most points will take the victory home. And we will see you in a second. Quick ad break. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. Alrighty. As soon as they are ready, I'm ready.
Come with me.
Illuvium was always more than a dream.
And you'll be
It was our calling.
in a world of pure imagination.
If only they knew the truth.
We'll begin
Scans indicate a dead planet.
But I can feel it. This is Illuvium.
Find me, child,
Activate scouting vessel.
and show our people who you truly are.
She won't decide our fate.
Forgot to charge again, huh? He only just landed.
Will you retreat to safety, chasing paradise? Or will you follow me and fulfill your purpose?
We'll find her soon. There's no way off this island.
All we do is blindly follow orders. I need to know how this ends.
Enter a universe of games. Mine and harvest resources that power your journey. Customize your unique ranger. Explore vast regions. Discover countless mysteries, rich lore, and complete your missions. Join the hunt for rare creatures. Gather vital resources to repair your ship and ensure your survival. Capture over 200 unique Illuvials.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to round number 2 in the grand finals of the Illuvium Illuvium Sponsor Tournament hosted by Phantom. Gauntlet Clash number 11. It has been a long time coming. We have been hosting tournament after tournament. So has been the other guilds. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it as a player, as a viewer. And this is going to be game number 2. After which we only have 1 game left before our grand champion is crowned for this weekend. If you want to play yourself, feel free to download the game. It's completely free to play, similar to TFT. And you can join a tournament next week and already make some money if you are a strong player. This is not play to earn, everybody. This is compete to earn. This is skill to earn, whatever you want to call it. We're not giving out free money, but we're making it easier to be a pro player and not reserve that for the 0.001%. But if you are a top player in Illuvium, which is way easier than in TFT, you can earn a few bucks very easily because all these A players right here are in the money. Top A players get a prize pool, with last place getting, I think, like 40 bucks. So pretty good pay for being the last player in the grand finals. First place gets around 300-400 bucks. It might not seem like too much, but these are weekly tournaments. These are grassroots tournaments, and these are still the tournaments for open beta. Because once we are getting our re-release done, once everything is ready and marketing starts again, we're gonna have bigger prize pools. So this is the warm-up. I think for a warm-up and for open beta, having weekly tournaments is pretty cool. Anyway, back to the money, back to the action. We are playing in Shard Bluff right now, which means everybody starts with a legendary augment. Slicks right here picked the Omnisource, which means this is a very caster heavy approach, but you can also use this on something like an Adorado and on some empaths. And since you're always going to have some empaths or scions in there, a very consistent augment that he picked right there. We're going to start out with a Flish, who's going to love this augment. +2 fighter, 2 water, ranger is bonded to the Doka. 2 empaths with the emblem. Plus the Atipo right here. So overall, very good build. Very well played to start off. And I think Slicks is going to win here versus Whitey. You never know. Whitey also took a Omega Power emblem right here. And actually Whitey takes the first round, which must feel good, right? Last place versus first place, starting with a win. Love to see it. We're gonna spectate Whitey a little bit, and I wish him all the best on his journey to conquering this lobby. And yeah, basically he's the underdog now. He started as being the favorite, depending on his rating, but now he's the underdog, and now he's gonna try to come back strong. Let's see if he's gonna succeed with that. So he's playing right here 3 Scions, 3 Bulwarks. Pretty good setup already. One of the Bulwarks is the Tatopi, but it should be enough. What is the Ranger? He found the Scion Water weapon on the Ranger, which is huge. It's such a strong weapon. And it seems like Whitey might be going for a Water Scion build right here. Look at that. Just one-shotting enemy units with the 3 Bulwarks. Definitely giving those Scions enough time to go crazy. One more cast from the Flish should finish the deal. There we go. Love to see it. Scion Bulwark is such a fun composition to play. It's just so satisfying seeing those Scions pop off and one-shot enemy units. Smoldering Strike has been reworked. It's not applied over 3 seconds anymore, but instantly. I haven't gotten around to trying it yet. I hope somebody else does it for me here. And Whitey right here goes for the same augment we saw Slicks go last round. Omega power 4% for Maxell. I think it's, what is it, like 1.5% or something? So if your unit has 1,000 life, means you get 15 ability power, Omega power, with this augment in this example, which is a lot, right? And we see a little level up to level 5 just to make sure he stays on his win streak. Invests 8 golds, and definitely a good choice, I think, right here. Very important for him to stay on this win streak and keep pushing into the late game. He doesn't need any early game units, so he doesn't need to roll down early. But it still seems like it's gonna be a tough one. Just too tanky right here, his enemies. Big stun coming out from Grocko last second, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Flish holds on to his dear life, but this enemy Grocko is just too tanky with the triple augments. No chance, and this is worst case for Whitey right here. 19 gold, misses out on the 20 gold income, on the 2 gold income as well. And just threw away all his economy to try to keep up his win streak, but lost the win streak. It's very sad to see, but it's definitely not over. But that's a little bit of a hit to Whitey's economy, and maybe also to his mental stack. Right, we're watching ImFishy right here, who again goes onto a win streak and is dominating the lobby early on. With a team that is very surprising to me that it works. 2 empaths, 4 rogues. And most of his units are stage 1, right? So I guess Justice Volante is able to, again, getting the full focus onto the Lynx, which is huge for him. Lynx able to cast 1, so does decent damage to the Volante, but that might have been already enough because Nareba, the only win condition early for him is that Lynx. And if that one is dying as the first unit, you're gonna have a tough time. And put on some music. Let me find a good track. I like that one. All right. So we're gonna follow ImFishy along. The stream quality on his side is not too good, but the gameplay is even better. I'm gonna see how he does it. Apparently, a famous Dota Underlord player came over to Illuvium and tries his luck over here, and so far he has been very successful. Is in the money here in this first tournament that we see him in. Very nice scouting, what we see here as well. Checking out all the enemies, staying on top, keeping informed what his enemies are playing and which compositions are not contested, which is one of the hardest things to do, I think, and one of the most important things. Because if you're going for full air, but 4 other players are playing air, you're gonna have a tough time. But if you're going for those, I don't know, Riplands, for example, for those Berserkers, and they're uncontested, you're gonna find them very easily and gonna have a really good time. So this is, I think, one of the things that really separates the beginners from the pros. If you're able to constantly be aware what's going on all 8 battle boards and constantly adapt your strategy to it. And I think that's one of the reasons why TFT and auto battlers in general have been taking off and have been becoming the strongest or the most liked or the biggest strategy games in the sector, because there's a lot of depth to it. There's a high skill ceiling, and that's all you need for strategy games, right? The more skill expression you can have, the better. And auto battlers deliver that in a quite relaxing way, I think. Oh, talking about relaxing, you're gonna... Oof. He's able to get everything on board last second. This is going to be tough, though. Early and mid-game, these corner compositions really counter the rogues. So I do think ImFishy is going to lose his win streak right here. Also the Volante cast into nowhere. He got through the enemy tanks, though. There's one more. Yeah, a little bit unlucky as well with the Volante cast. Could have been better. Oh my god, so close. It's going to be so close, but he's not going to win. This TNT cast is going to do so much damage. The cast didn't go through, though. Yeah, but that's it. Very close, very close. I think if he started repositioning a bit earlier and putting all your rogues into this corner... Sorry, I think we're a bit loud here. So if you would have repositioned all these rogue into the opposite corner, making this corner composition come out a little bit, it could have helped. But it's just so hard in general for rogues to get through the corner composition early on. Until you find your ramp fight, really, you're gonna have a tough time with rogues versus corners. You are gonna have a tough time. So there goes the win streak of ImFishy. Let's swap over to Anubis. What is Texan playing right here? Fighters, some empaths, some bulwarks, a healthy mix, not really locked into any composition yet. The only thing that really locks you in is the ranger weapon, which you have to decide a little bit too early on, I think. Because like we said, the whole idea of Auto Battler is to constantly keep adapting. That's the skill ceiling that you have to tackle. Constantly things are changing and you have to change your strategy. But with the ranger weapon being locked in at like round 4 or something, that kind of goes against this idea. Where it just locks you into a certain composition that you have to play. Anywho, let's swap over to Anubis and see why he's on a win streak. Oh, actually, he got taken down from his win streak and now Texan is on the win streak. There is a lot of back and forth. Great players in here and everybody is trying his best to get a high position. Again, this format that we're playing best of 3 is not necessarily about winning. Of course, winning is your ultimate goal, but it's also about placing high. Playing for top 4, they like to call it. Just to get a lot of points, right? Because it's going to be better if you consistently are 2nd or 3rd place compared to being 1st and then 8th. 1st and 8th gives you 9 points. 2 times 3rd place is going to give you 12 points. So less risk and just overall the strategy being more raw power, just overwhelming your opponents early mid-game, saving HP is usually the better strategy in a best of 3 grand final format. And that's why we see all of them staying so close together. Some people are committing to a lose streak, but it's definitely so risky. And respect to them for trying a lose streak in this lobby. I would just always push my money onto the board, screw up my economy, but just save my HP and try to go on a win streak. That being said, you always need economy, otherwise you're gonna run out of steam. If you are below 20-30 gold, you're gonna not end in the top 4. And like, you gotta have some base, some good foundation you build your game on, and this foundation is called a lot of credits. This foundation, it's called compounding interest. So if you don't have that and you play too greedy, getting rid of all your gold because you are scared to lose HP, it's not gonna be good either. You still gotta have some balance, right? Nice positioning here versus all the rogues. We see the Crunk in the back line. 2 more tanks over here in the back line. Yep. Really nice positioning here as well from ImFishy, bringing that links over to the Cuculus. But the ranger provides some support, so it's not going to be enough to take down this Cuculus. Another Lynx over here from ImFishy has a little bit more of a better time over there and is definitely getting some damage done. Also has the 3 augments, so this is the star player of ImFishy's board. And he's untouched. There's not much damage coming from Anubis. Anubis is mostly playing around tanks, empath, sustain, which Lynx doesn't care about. He just takes you down one by one. It's gonna get tough, and it's not gonna be enough, I think. Yeah, with a little bit more time maybe, but also the overtime just seals the deal for ImFishy and gives Anubis another win. Very close. Very, very close. Resonant Bond, good idea here. And we're gonna swap over to Texan, who is again on a win streak with his fighters, empaths, rogues, 3 fighter, 2 templars, 2 bulwarks, 2 empaths. So Templar, another synergy that you can access very early on now with the Ranger bonding. You just need a fighter or empath Ranger weapon, and then you bond it to a fighter or empath. Plus the Ray right here just provides a very solid early on composite synergy, which is the secret to a win streak and to early game, mid game dominance. Finding those composite synergies as fast as possible. Alrighty, well trucks here, super strong for fighters. Attack speed, piercing, true sight. But not what it used to be, I feel like. I feel like this was the non plus ultra go-to, especially in the fighter meta. But yeah, then again, we are playing a lot versus 6 air these days, where this is gonna give you true sight, which means your attacks cannot be dodged, which is gonna be crucial against 6 air units. But I haven't seen any air players yet. Last round we had like 4 or 5 air players. This time we haven't seen any yet. But we still have to check out everybody's teams. Alright, the Atipo goes down, which means all these units are gonna refocus to the fighters. The fighters have found a decent entry though, but 2 of them are AFK in the back. The clump is too tight. They couldn't find an entry. But it seems like it might be enough. I didn't even see it. Texan here got double Valtrax. And it was not enough. Corner composition, I know you guys hate it, and I can see why that is. In the defense of corner compositions, they're really fun to play. If you're on the other side of the battle board, this was a really, really nice moment for you. But if you're on this side and your fighters or rogues are getting just blocked, don't find access to the corner, it really sucks. Here come 2 squizzes, too good to let go. And this is gonna be huge. If he finds the Octius early on, he already has 2 air. He can transition maybe into 4 air. Transition into some Scions here with the Mammoth as well. But then the double Valtrax legendary augments are not ideal for air, I believe. Except you put it on like a rake or something. But who is going to be your attack damage carry? It provides channel resistance piercing though, so you can play this also on an Octius. But so far, still staying very balanced here with Fighter, Templar, Scion, Bulwark, Empath, Water, Fire, Air. A little bit of everything. Oh my god, this enemy Ranger is not going down. I would love to see the damage because that was huge. Just was tanking 4 big units forever. Dealing so much damage as well. Alright, Fox Spirit is gonna take down Texan right here and seems to be stabilizing at 60 HP. Let's tune in and see how it's going. Oh my god, he actually lost with Texan's Ranger just going bananas on him. Which might be the best scenario. If he's still on a lose streak, that was the absolute best move you could have made. losing with just the enemy ranger alive does the least amount of damage to your HP while keeping the lose streak alive. He could claim that he did it on purpose. Here is a fighter Fern, which is insane to me that it didn't get picked yet. Slicks is straight going for that. Nope. Lex went for it. Let's see what Lex is playing. Because fighter is such a good... Opa. Anywho. Fighter is such a good composition in general. Whoa, there we go. Who is that? It's still Fox Spirit. He found his second... His second mud. What is his ranger? His ranger cannot be a mud because there's no water unit on the board that this ranger can bond to. But yeah, Fox Spirit has his 7 Earth alive. He has found some of his core units. And he's looking very, very solid. Just missing 2 more Archies. Which is nice to see. You don't usually play Arcalion in your Earth setup. But I think he plays that just to take Aegis away from Slicks. Or from anyone else who wants to copy Slicks' build. Huge Rampy position here in the middle of everyone. Yep. Fox Spirit taking another loss, and actually nope. Fox Spirit wanted to stabilize. He lost his loss streak already earlier when he won 1 round. So definitely I think we're gonna see this 70 gold go down a little bit. Fishing for that last Grilla. Needs 1 more for it. I love playing 7 Earth Mud. So we're gonna be watching a little bit here. Maybe we can learn something. There we go. Found the 3rd mud. Is gonna level up. Doesn't need to stay low level anymore. Gonna bring in another empath. This level up plus empath is not a huge power spike, but it's gonna be enough for now. We also have Granite activated now with the ranger. Overall, looking very, very solid. Plus Aegis as well with the ranger. So I guess that's why Arcalion happened. That's interesting. 7 Earth, 3 mud, maybe 4 mud later, plus Aegis. That sounds deadly to me. That does sound deadly to me, and it shows right now versus ImFishy, who also has a very strong board. The Apon finally in the middle of everyone. If your Apon isn't tanking, taking damage... Wow, it got charmed into the actual middle of everyone. Stunning 4 units right there, and it's kind of what won Fox Spirit the round here. Is he gonna win though? Oh my god, this is so close with all the dodges and everything. Fox Spirit taking another hit to his life points. Down to 30 HP, even though he hit his biggest power spike right now. If you are Fox Spirit, you are scared. The moment you hit your most efficient power spikes and you're still losing on 30 HP is a very, very scary moment. And we're gonna keep watching here because I want to see how he gets out of this pickle. Whitey, last place, last round, definitely also is a little bit stressed, I would say, of not finishing last again because he is low on HP, but he is already on a win streak. So it seems like Whitey has been stabilizing. But everybody else is pushing. And they're all playing so good. It's so hard to get out of your lose streak. Again, big respect for Whitey and Fox Spirit for taking this lose streak position. Sometimes you're forced into it, but still. I love to see it. It's one of the hardest things to do in auto battlers. But one of the most important things to do, especially in TFT. And especially in pro play, where it's way easier to guarantee a lose streak than you can guarantee a win streak. It is just a must. Like if you're able to do this, it's gonna help you a lot in the pro play. 3 defensive augments on a Scarabog is interesting. I guess he swapped it away from the Apon. Apon should be here in front Okay, the Ranger with Granite is going to tank for 4 seconds. Is going to be invulnerable. But Apon should be taking damage, should be tanking, and should also... Yeah, it should be a sacrificial lamp. You don't want your Apon to be one of your last units alive. Scarabok does tank very well, as long as he gets 1 cast out. Oh, he casts down, not up. Yeah, Scarabok kinda was useless there. Oh, big cast also on the Gorilla. This is rough. Whitey here definitely very well stabilized. Found the C4us, took that away from Fox Spirit. Also found an Axodon, which is a super strong unit. If you can activate, look at that, 11,000 damage from the C4us, which is crazy. All right, Fox Spirit, all the best. Down to 17 health. I don't think much will happen from his side. But I'm glad to see that Whitey was able to reverse his curse. Played double Harbinger, 5 Bulwark, 4 Scion. We have seen this composition a lot on the leaderboard. But he really pulled it off here. Level 8, he's set up for the late game. He wants to keep this win streak going for a long time now. So he's hoping to not meet Nareba, who is also on a huge win streak. But this looks like a very easily beatable enemy team right here that Anubis came up with. Shouldn't be a problem. And there are still so many power spikes left for Witty to hit. Once he's able to swap his Synelf with the Flish, he's also going to activate Invoker, which is going to be huge. He already has the tanky frontline ready for it. And yeah, Whitey definitely a contestant for top 3 right here, I would say. And right now, definitely my favorite. Was able to find the C4us and the Axodon and all the other tanks, and is ready to go with his 5 Water, 3 Tsunami, 5 Bulwark, 4 Scion, 2 Harbinger. Looking great. Definitely looking great. Full Rogues could be tough for this one, or also Air could be tough, but I haven't seen much of that yet. Let's check over with Nareba and see what he is playing right now. Takes a little bit to load. I think it should be there in a second. I'm gonna let him know. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Oh my god. We're joining the best moment here. We see Slicks versus Whitey. And it's gonna be tough for Slicks as he's gonna lose so much HP. Now on 14 health. Fox Spirit and Slicks last in the lobby. I've never seen that before. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a little bit biased. As a commentator, I would love to see people upset the usual tournament winners, which is usually Fox Spirit and Slicks. So I'm really happy to see them at the bottom. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see. As we have found out earlier, never count out Slicks. He was able to win the last round. So it would be fun if now Slicks loses early on and then Whitey wins. And we have like a full mix-up of points. And then in the third round, everything can happen. Because it would be kind of boring if Slicks wins right now and he kind of would have won the tournament already. But now if the top players of last round are the bottom players of this round, the final round is going to be super interesting. We see Lex here versus Slicks. Lex had a rough time last round as well, but he's looking good here. He has Scion, he has the Cardulux, he has a bunch of stage 3 units already. I'm still not quite sure how they connect with each other. But yeah, the problem I think that Slicks is having right here. Oof, he got very lucky on that stun. All his money is on this Scion cast that we see right now, one-shotting these 2 units. But if this Lynx misses its cast, which can easily happen because it has such a long cast time and everything, you're dead. So I like Slick's team a lot here. It's very fun to watch. The problem is it's a hit or miss. And if he misses one more time, he's out of the tournament, out of this game. But for now, he takes down Lex. Lex now in 7th position next to Anubis. And this time we see something else happening. We got 4 HP, 5 HP, 11, and 14. So our bottom 4 players are all 1 game away from being knocked out. Then we have our top players with 30, 30, 40, and 80. So Nareba found a composition and is riding it to the win. I wish we could spectate him. We're gonna at least try to spectate whoever he's fighting. So that's gonna be a workaround for that. And we also want, yeah, Whitey right here, straight up from 44 HP to the top. I would love to see Whitey and Nareba battle each other. And I think everybody else would love to see this too in the lobby. Because then one of them is gonna lose their win streak. Alright, Nareba did reset the stream for us. Let's see if it works now. Yes! That is awesome. Love to see it. He's playing on a widescreen. Like on a very wide screen. I don't know if I could do it. You're either a widescreen person, right? Like those freaking cinemas, home cinemas around your face, or you're not. But maybe because I never tried, I'm not. And once you try it, you never go back. I'm not sure. He has his team builder ready to help him a little bit with visual cues to find the units he wants to find. A great feature that Illuvium has implemented. And now I can finally see it. Nareba is playing full rogues. And because he has been on a win streak, which is deadly if you're playing rogues and you can top the lobby and be on a win streak. So this is pretty insane. He pushes for level 8. Now he found the Monarch. He found the Ram fight, giving him Inferno. He found the Vermilier, taking this away from all the other air players. He also has Spore with his Ranger, I believe. He has Dust. No, he doesn't have Dust. He doesn't play the Revo, but overall insane composition right here. Okay, Monarch with this augment just jumps in and tanks alone. I would like to see this on the Ram fight actually. But Ram fight is playing full sustain. One augment right here is gonna reset the aggro, so he's gonna almost guarantee be able to cast one time here. He goes up into the air, comes down, boom! Half of the enemy team dead. Monarch flies in to finish off the job, and you love to see it. Earlier I said the best times you have in Illuvium is playing Scions. The actual best time you can have in this game is playing Phantom, is playing a Ram fight, and you can one-shot the enemy corner composition. There's nothing quite like it. And just a shout out to the dev, we don't need to nerf Ram fight even more. He's fine. This is how it's supposed to be. This guy has been on a 12-game win streak in the Grand Finals versus the best players in the world with rogues. So we're all good. He's supposed to absolutely kill everything. He also has perfect augments for his Ram fight. He also has these rogue augments, which helped him a lot to get to 7 rogues, which can be a little bit tough sometimes. I hope we see him sell this squeeze and stuff now. Get those Ram fees. Beautiful. On the way to a Ram fire and actually brings in double Ram fight. Really the perfect augments if you're able to play a double Ram fight, still have 7 rogues. And yeah, now we have... Yeah, it's crazy. He does have Phantom activated, so his abilities can crit, which is the win condition of this setup. Here comes the Monarch, lays down fire under all of these guys, and boom, first Ram fight Omega, boom, second Ram fight Omega, sealing the deal right here. It's not done yet, but it is looking good. And Ola Nareba takes home another win and kicks out ImFishy right here, I think. He's still holding on, but it's not enough. very, very unlucky to fight Nareba. Basically, any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, any other player who would have fought Nareba last round would have been knocked out. So yeah, this is just, you know, this is still, there is still some RNG involved. And right now the RNG is, please, please, please don't match me up versus the 13 game win streak guy on Rogues, who's just gonna one-shot my whole team. And sadly for ImFishy, he got chosen to be sacrificed to the Phantom Gods. And also Lex and Fox Spirit have been knocked out. Slicks still in it with its corner composition. And Anubis is next on the chopping block here versus Nareba. Here come double ramp fight Omega. Some units managed to survive, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Here comes another ramp fight Omega. And here comes another one. Double ramp fight Omega. Double ramp fight is insane. Slicks gets knocked out in 4th place, is very happy that Anubis took more damage and is in 5th place. And now it's Texan, Whitey, and Nareba. And it's basically just an RNG fiesta because Nareba has dominated this lobby with a 14 game win streak. And it looks like Hype, Texan from Hype is the next one on the chopping block. Let me check out Whitey right here. He's also versus Nareba. They are both playing Nareba. So now it's all about who can survive with more HP, and it looks like Texan is gonna win that because Texan has 14 HP left. So it's very likely that Whitey is gonna be 3rd place and is gonna take more damage. There's always the possibility of one of them actually winning against Nareba, but I just don't see it happening. Here comes this just perfect augments. Being invulnerable and untargetable. This one right here on the ramp fight. Anything that makes your ramp fights guaranteed survive and guaranteed cast is gonna be so, so strong. Oh, look at that. Yo, Chotun. Yo, look at that guy. Woohoo. Texan able to take Nareba down. You love to see it. He just needs to do it 3 more times. But Texan maybe has found here the sustained damage tanky composition that he needed with full offensive augments on the Chokul. On the Chotun right here. With Behemoth. Does he have? Yes. 3 Behemoths with the Ranger. Crazy composition. Are you playing with 2 Twines? What is happening here? Still has 13 gold. You can find something better than that. Would there be any reason to do this? Hello? Oh, we are versus PvE round. Excuse me. There's no stress right now. He just wants the maximum income. Alright, let's see it. He has 3 Bulwarks, 3 Behemoths, 2 Scions, 2 Fighters, 2 Empaths. And those Behemoths both have well tracks. True Sight, Piercing, Attack Speed. This is nasty. Alright, Nareba is looking for the Ramp Fire. And he gets a lot of money in this PvE round. So he might be able to roll down and find the Ramp Fire. And hopefully gonna be able to one-shot Texan right here. I just want to see Phantom win. So this is the one scenario where double Ramp Fight is not gonna help you much because you need to burst them down. And he found the Ramp Fire. He's gonna redo the Augment Nareba right here. Texan is gonna do the same. He found the Twine. What is gonna be your last unit? He missed the Scarabog right there. Big, big miss. Here comes a Ferni. We still have to do the Augments. Empath on the Seer. Not really a good choice. Would have been better to use this one. And here comes the Ramp Fight with Inferno plus Phantom activated. Big Monarch cast here. Lays down the fire across the battle board, which is huge. But Monarch now in trouble. Can he fly one more time? Nope. Jotun almost dying. And Jotun goes down. Well played, GG. Nareba takes the deserved victory after a 15-game win streak or whatever it was. And Texan, second place. Well played as well with the Behemoth. Made Nareba sweat in the last few seconds. Beautiful. Alrighty, we're gonna give our players a little break. 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then we're gonna be back with the 5th game, with the last game of the finals right here. And we're gonna check out the scoreboard, because everything has been mixed up with Slicks in 4th place. He's not dominating the standings, and we're gonna see how that goes. ImFishy is known for his tracks. He's making music. All right, I'm gonna download that and pull it up next round. All right, little app break. It's just gonna be some Illuvium trailers. Don't go anywhere. Final round, 3rd game of the grand finals happening right now. Anyone could be the next winner. Stay tuned.
Come with me,
Illuvium was always more than a dream.
and you'll be
It was our calling.
in a world of pure imagination.
If only they knew the truth.
Scans indicate a dead planet.
But I can feel it. This is Illuvium.
Find me, child,
Activate scouting vessel.
and show our people who you truly are.
She won't decide our fate.
Forgot to charge again, huh? He only just landed.
Will you retreat to safety, chasing paradise? Or will you follow me and fulfill your purpose?
We'll find her soon. There's no way off this island.
All we do is blindly follow orders. I need to know how this ends.
I just love those Illuvium trailers. Don't you get that feeling that you used to have with World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3? Where just you fall in love with the trailers. All right. So the players are going into the final game, but first we're gonna have a quick look at the spreadsheet. We have Nareba in first, ex aequo with Slicks, both at 13 points. Third place Anubis with 11 points. Then we have Texan on 10. Then we have 3 times 7 with ImFishy, Fox Spirit, and Whitey. And then we have Lex with 4th place, 4 points. So the guys to look out are the top 4 right here. Texan, Anubis, Slicks, and Nareba are the most likely, if they have a good finish, to win the tournament. We're gonna come back to it in a minute, but for now we're gonna watch how our players are doing. Here we also see the tier 0s and Lynx. Lynx is gonna be an Earth Scion, same like last round. And by the way, shout out to Illuvium. Every patch has been more stable and better, and right now we haven't had a single remake in this full tournament. Not a single bug happening in the first rounds. So big shout out to them, and we are definitely getting there. Also big shout out for sponsoring these tournaments week after week, giving money to the community. Just for being here, just for playing the game you love to play. And shout out to you guys, everybody who is watching, who is in here. Without you, it wouldn't make much sense as well. Alright, somebody in chat posted, ImFishy is known for his tracks. So apparently he makes music. I'm not sure if I'm getting baited. Baited. Cheesehik is it? Alright, that's like a classical music composite. I don't know. I won't find this now. Next time, please submit all the music of our contestants before the stream so I can play everybody's soundtrack for them. The only music I've made is one hip-hop, one rap song when I was a teenager, which was awful. Then I never touched it again. And then recently we made some Illuvium tracks with Sonu with some AI. That was pretty fun. This one is the last game, yes. The third and final game in the finals right here. And we have Nareba plus Slicks leading in points. Closely followed by Texan and Anubis. There can still, some players from below that can still win the tournament, but it's very unlikely. As long as one of these 4 players finishes high in the leaderboard, they should take home the victory. But I don't want to count out anyone yet. We do have a fun last map right here, which is going to be Brightland Steppes, which means every single player in here has 130 HP. So they have 30 HP more than usual. Which in turn means this is going to be a little bit of a longer match, which is perfect. We're going to see crazier builds because we're going to get into the late game. And it's also going to be easier to go on a losing streak. Because you can lose like 4 or 5 games and you're still above 100 HP, which you usually start on. So I think I've seen like mixed feelings about Brightland Steppes. Either you hate it or you love it. But I like it a lot. I think it makes the game as long as it should be. And I really like that you have some more time to build like crazy compositions. Have a little bit of an easier time doing a lose streak. Ooh, is he gonna go for Behemoth? No, it's too greedy, right? Behemoth is really hard to get. You need the right weapon for your Ranger, plus the other 2 Behemoth weapons. Harbinger, though, is very easy to get. You need just 2 Atlas. I would definitely go for Harbinger. That's such an opportunity. But who are we spectating? Whitey right here is gonna keep it consistent. He's gonna keep it safe, and he's gonna keep his options open. Because maybe that's a mistake that I usually do. I see something, oh, Harbinger. Now I'm going to go all in Harbinger. And I force a composition even if I don't even know. 2, maybe 3 other people contest it. Maybe I don't even find any units of it natural. So definitely the better choice here is what Whitey did. The less greedy choice, especially for this best of 3 format. To pick a consistent, solid augment and not lock yourself into a composition yet. He did have a Scion weapon though. He could have made it. Could have made Harbinger happen. I'm a bit sad. I love playing Harbinger. I can't wait after this tournament to play a game and hard force Harbinger. Please don't contest me if you're in my game. All right, Nareba and Fox Spirit and Lex all starting with a win streak, so we're gonna spectate them and see who can last the longest. Nareba is out. And Fox Spirit is out too. Lex is currently sitting in last place points wise, but is currently also sitting in first place in this match. Love to see it. Love to see him push for it and giving his best, and ending on a win would be amazing for him here. And also remember guys, even if you cannot realistically win the tournament anymore, this match matters a lot, because if Lex, for example, finishes in the top 3, he might jump from last place to 5th place or something and really quadruple his earnings right here. Because all these 8 players in the grand finals are in the money. But for example, last place gets around $40, and then 7th place gets around $60. So yeah, if you can make a good last finish and actually jump some places up, you're gonna maximize your earnings a lot. So this match matters a lot for everyone. Not only for Slicks, Nareba, Anubis, and Texan sitting in top 4, but also for all the other players. It's about honor, it's about dignity, and it's about the money. The dirty old cash. Well, not cash, they're going to be paid in LV tokens. Maybe they're even going to be paid in fuel now. We kind of redid our system, and there might be fuel be given out, which you can then use for discs or also overworld runs. So for pretty much all of these players, it means the same thing as cash money, but it's a little bit better for Illuvium to keep their runway stable, keep their treasury stable, especially right now while we're still, you know, in the early phase, in the open beta. But this is not confirmed. I think this has been planned, maybe. I think maybe the players can choose what they want. I'll do some research and bring some proper information with that. All right, guys, let's watch Slicks. Some arguments for watching Slicks. First, he has the best stream quality. Second, he's currently in first position next to Nareba. I think that's all we need, right? Third, it's also really cool if you watch one person for longer and really try to analyze them and try to figure out what they do good and how they play, right? Especially if it's someone like Slicks, who has been the reigning leader of the tournament scene and who has been the highest competitive earner in Illuvium since he started participating, I think. This is interesting. All right, he went for the more units that target you, the more resistance you get, which is the best augment if you have a single target tank. If you have just one tank in the front, who all these units are going to focus, he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50 extra resistances. Huge, right? If you play 5 bulwarks, probably not so many units are just going to focus your one unit, and then it's not so good. But for this scenario that he is in right now with a 3-game win streak, perfect. He wants to stay on a win streak. This is going to provide you by far the most value early on. And you can see how tanky this Rocco is, and it's just never gonna die. YT for the 3rd time in a row on the lose streak, maximizing his income, maximizing his credits, focusing on his economy, which is insane to me because it's such a stressful position to put yourself in 3 games in a row in the tournament finals. But it can be one of the deadliest positions to attack, because he's gonna, especially with the Brightland Steps map having extra life, he's gonna have an easier time this match, and he's gonna have the most money in the game. The most credits that you can have, you're gonna have through win streaking, because you don't need to invest anything on your board. Plus you can get the same amount of money through win streak than off lose streak, and you can guarantee it easier. All you gotta take care of is that you don't accidentally lose to somebody else on a lose streak. That is kind of the worst case scenario. If you are on 4 games lost, you have a nice loss streak, and then, for example, Whitey and ImFishy battle. They're both on a 4 games loss streak. One of them is gonna lose it. And then all of a sudden, the game becomes about who can sell all their units and bring the worst board to the fight to guarantee a loss. Which is always a very funny interaction. I'm actually curious if they are gonna match. Whitey right here, 5-game lose streak already. And now it's also about losing not too severely. So if he can kill a few units and not take maximum amount of damage every loss, that would help him a lot. Alright, back to Slicks, who did just lose his win streak. That is very sad for him. Versus Nareba. That is lovely. Slicks and Nareba just battled, and Nareba took down Slicks' win streak, which is as intense as it gets because both of these players are currently sitting in #1 spot with 13 points. They both won 1 round and then they both made 4th place. 1st and 4th. I just took Fox Spirit right here. I always forget to re-roll those. I just took an 8th place because I tried to force a composition. It's best to go with the flow. There you hear it. It is very true what Fox Spirit is saying right here. Usually forcing a composition, if the balance is good in the game, is going to be a net negative. It's always better to go with what you naturally get and build a composition with the cards you're dealt. Not trying to force specific cards in the game. Except when you know, no matter what I do, if I go for rogues, I'm gonna... rogues are so strong, I have to go for it to contest it from the others, and I guarantee a good finish because they're so OP. So if the balance is out of order, forcing will be good. If the balance is decent, which I think it is right now, then you just have to play what you're given, because then you're gonna have the most effective economy around it. Alright, Slicks on a lose streak all of a sudden. Couldn't really find his power spikes, and he also is still on 50 gold. So he's not on 70 gold, which I think most other people are now on 70 gold. Because with the extra HP, you have the luxury of sacrificing some HP, trying to get more income. Even Texan right here, on a 5-game win streak, has 64 gold. And he's playing the rogues. Are we gonna see another rogue win? By the way, guys, thank you everybody who tunes in through Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I just wanted to remind you that we are multi-streaming on all of these 3 platforms. So if you want to participate, for example, in the chat, I think you have to come to YouTube. If you are watching on Twitch, on Twitter right now, try to post in the Twitter chat. I want to see if something comes through. I don't think Twitter has a chat, right? Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Good internet, good electricity. Ready to stream and host tournaments again. By the way, we are streaming multiple times per week, also uploading guides every week for Illuvium. So if you want to learn the game, my YouTube channel is one of the best sources for doing that. I am one of the only content creators that is left in Illuvium over the down phase that we had. So if you want to get into the game, if you want to learn the game, check out my YouTube channel. I do a lot of gameplay guides and just walk you through what I do it and why I do it and how I do it. And hopefully you can learn a lot from that. Also, sometimes we do like highly edited big guides, but the game has to be like now a little bit in a more stable version where we don't get huge updates every week, and the guide is going to be outdated. So very soon the big, high edited, high quality, high effort guides and tutorials are going to come back to YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, please, so you can stay up to date with the content. Thank you very much. And we are spectating Texan right here, who actually took a loss. And now Lex is in top again, next to Fox Spirit, both on a win streak. Veltrax here for Texan, which almost secured him a win last round. Got him to second place. But he's playing the rogues and he's taking it easy. He has all the gold he needs. He's gonna prioritize pushing for levels instead of rolling. So he's not looking for stage 3 units. He's not gonna try to 3-star them to level them up. He is trying to push for levels and find those high-cost Illuvials, like the Ramp Fight, like the Monarch, and like the Verminio. Definitely Rogue meta has shifted from being find all the stage 3 tier 1 units, all the small units, find as many copies as possible, to, hey, just level up and find the big ones, and those will carry you. Huge seals coming through here for Texan, and it looks like he's going to be able to break the corner composition of Lex, take him down from his first seat and from his win streak. Which is bad for Lex, very good for everyone else. This time nobody yet is running away with the game with a huge win streak. Can spectate Fox Spirit, who has a redemption arc going on right here after his last place finish last round. He will be back and he will see blood. I don't know what I'm saying, but he's gonna try his best and he's gonna force 7 Earth again with the Aegis. Double Aegis, 7 Earth. That is interesting. We just saw him in the chat saying he shouldn't have forced it, but he's going again for it. Let's see if it's gonna be different this time. He does already have a stage 3 Lynx right here. The Arcane Terra Lynx. I love when the Arcane Terra Lynx... It almost never gets played, so I never can really point to my beautiful... disc plates here in the background. But the Arcane Terra Lynx, which secured a bunch of... which secured 4th place for Slick's last round, is gonna do very good here for Fox Spirit, and that's why he has been on a win streak. 7 Earth, 2 Granite, secures or guarantees that tankiness, that sustain, guarantees a long fight, and then the Lynx is just one by one gonna pick them out and one-shot them. With the legendary augment that provides the Lynx's abilities to be able to crit. So if the Lynx, if it's cast crits, everything will just be dead in its way. Which is lovely to see. So we're gonna spectate Fox Spirit a little bit more right here. Gonna see how he goes. Texan is close behind him. And we're gonna see how this Arcane Terra Lynx is just gonna try to one-shot enemy teams. Carousel round right here has also been very good. I haven't seen any bugs with it yet. I think it's a little bit too much zoomed in. I would like it to be a bit more out. But I'm like... Carousel is not very loved by the community, but I'm a big fan. Because I think if Illuvium should succeed, we gotta get at least at TFT standard, and then from there on, evolve ourselves. But I think Carousel is one big point to getting to the TFT standard, which is so much needed, I think. I very much think we shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel until we are at TFT's level, which we are getting very close to, I think. All right, corner positioning coming in here for Fox Spirit, which means that this Lynx gonna cast outwards, right? And is very much guaranteed to hit 1 or 2 targets. Or like 2-3 targets. Let's see it. Mana is almost full. Here comes the cast. Boom, 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 boom. Took down like 3 units. One of them was fully augmentized. There is other strategies in high level play where you have to adapt to the lobby and sometimes shift your entire team midway through. Yeah, that is true. I would say like most of the adaptation and most of the pivoting of compositions would happen in the early and early mid game. Once you're like in the mid-late game, you cannot really afford anymore to change your composition. All right. What happened here? Let's swap back to Slicks. Let me investigate. Never mind, he had a little disconnect. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We should be back in a second. Yes, Fox Spirit had a little disconnect. Was able to reconnect. Good for him. And he was able to take down Slicks right here. With his beautiful composition. Look at that. His Ranger actually did the most damage. Wait, what? He's not buying the Gorilla? Are you kidding me? Alright, we're definitely not going for Mud, it seems like, and Gorilla won't be in the final composition. That was interesting. Why wouldn't you just buy your Earth units and sell the Twine instead? Or the Cling. Anywho. Let's watch it here one more time. The links. Casting. Bye, bye, bye. Just one-shots everything. I want to see it one more time in action, and then we can spectate someone else. Fox Oracle also loves the carousel. Nice. Cool to see that somebody else also likes the new carousel. I think it's just cool. Like, how it's made, I think it's good looking. And Illuvium is all about good looking. It's all about the graphics. Soon it's also about gameplay and all of that, but the major focus, especially in the early development, has been to look better than any other game on the market, Web 2 or Web 3, which I think Illuvium has achieved. This game, you can zoom in and see like the freaking eyelashes of every Illuvial. So we're definitely on another level compared to TFT graphics-wise. And gameplay is coming. Some say we should have focused a bit more on gameplay early on. I agree. But what has been done has been done. Woulda, coulda, shoulda is too late. And I think the team is doing a great job. And we are getting somewhere. All right, let's see if this Ranger can do again the most damage. With the Aegis and the 5 million shield that it has. Beautiful. Also, Fox Spirit right here has the drone augment, where after, I think, 20 seconds, your whole team heals by, what is that, like 40% or something on stage 3? Which is crazy with the 7 Earth, right? Because 7 Earth gives you a lot of damage reduction, a lot of mitigation. Which means if you can maximize your health with this big heal and shields and all of that stuff, this mitigation is going to be even more effective. Going for Verdant right here, which would fit very well with the Archelion and the Twine if he gets it. And he was already going for that, so interesting that the game supports him there. Goliath coming in now, providing another Granite stack. This is huge for him. Look at that shield of that Ranger. What is happening there? I don't fully understand, but hey. I'm not 100% sure what we got there. Beautiful positioning here, putting those Granite units on the outside. Fully tanking those rogues. Really, really well corner positioned here. Ranger's never gonna die. Big cast. One shot. Lovely. You love to see it. Fox Spirit on a redemption arc after his last place finish. How are our top players looking? Our top players in points. We got Nareba on 56. Next to Anubis on 55. Slicks on 71 and Texan on 98. ImFishy having a tough time this round. He has been performing really well the other rounds. A little bit unlucky if I might say so. There we go. Verdant is activated for Fox Spirit right here. Very nice build. Love to see it. Earth and nature forming a bond. Changing up the positioning a little bit, putting that Goliath into the front line, which will not give him a perfect cast because his cast targets the furthest enemy, which now will be the Twine. So he's gonna cast down here. It would be better if he casts into the real backline. So yeah, this Omega is not really gonna do much, but yeah. As long as he tanks for everyone else, it should be good. Here comes the Arcane cast. Look at that. Dung, 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 dung. Hits 4 units up there, kills the backline unit, which was the most important target. And guarantees another win right here versus Lex, who also was on a win streak. Love to see it. ImFishy knocked out in last place. He went all or nothing. And we're gonna see in the final standings what his final positioning is. Nevertheless, being in the top 8 in our grand finals is a huge feat, which is very hard to achieve because all of these players have been playing thousands of games in Illuvium and are very, very experienced. These are the best Illuvium players in the world. Getting into the top 8, knocking out the other people who wanted to get in here. Deserves a lot of respect. And Fishy, hope we're gonna see him again. Great job here. It's definitely gonna earn some money. He got into the money with being in the top 8. And once Illuvium starts marketing again and once we relaunch our games and have bigger, better, and tournaments with more prize pool, we're also gonna open up the prize pool to more players. So right now, the top 8 players are in the money. But once there are more players and we have a bigger prize pool, we're gonna open this up to 32, maybe 64 players. So, and also the top 100 players every week in Illuvium on the leaderboards get a share of the prize pool dedicated to the Illuvium ranked leaderboard. And top 100, if you watch some videos, if you follow along with some guides, you're gonna be able to get into top 100. I guarantee you that. So just a general shout out to everyone who wants to get into an Illuvium and wants to make a few bucks while playing competitively. Again, this is not play to earn. Play to earn is dead. Play to earn is a Ponzi scheme. It's an illusion. This is compete to earn. If you wanna compete, if you wanna be a good player in the strategy game, and you're gonna be able to get into the top 100, you're gonna earn a few bucks, which is a fair deal, I think, and a more sustainable way how Web3 can transition away from play to earn, from Ponzi's, into something more sustainable. We have seen this approach from many other gaming studios. And I love it. All right, Foxberry cleaning up his bench here a little bit. Salty Arcos got a little bit impatient there. He is level 8, so he only has 10% chance of finding tier 1 Illuvials. But it can always happen, right? 10% is 10%. So I'm a little bit surprised he sold his Arcos because he didn't have to, right? He gave him 2 gold. He didn't need those 2 gold. He just wanted to clean up his bench. Lowered the mantle stack that he has to deal with. And now he's scouting the enemy players. Slicks right here on a win streak. Texan on a win streak. And Nareba and Anubis, our other 2 highly ranked players from this grand finals, are doing not so well. So in this final game of the grand finals, we're gonna see who can... And Foxberry is hiding his drone far, far away, as he likes to do, to hide his drone augments. But yeah, here in the last game in the grand finals, we're gonna see who got his nerfs together, who is not influenced by the nerfs, who can play their game as good as they play it every day on the leaderboard. You see a little bit of a redo here on the augments, providing the best defensive augments to the biggest tanks, the Goliath and the Twine. With 2 Verdant, 7 Earth, 3 Granite, being very tanky. And he's fishing for a Flood, maybe giving him Mystic, and also for the Adoredo. So Adorius and Gazier would give him Mystic, which would be huge for his composition. And that's what he's going for right now. We also have 4 Bulwark. So maybe bringing in a 5th Bulwark would be pretty good for his team up. Giving him even more damage, even more sustain. Here comes a huge Terralinks cast, and yeah, he's just too tanky. Especially now with this Blightfire augment right here. His units become more tanky, plus doing some damage. Nareba not able to get through. I think Nareba killed enough units though to not lose 22 HP. We're gonna see it in a second. Yes, definitely. He's gonna be left with 4 HP or something. 6 HP, there we go. Good for him. Has another chance of going for the big money here. But he is in last place right now. 7th place. And next to him is Whitey right there, and Anubis also with very low HP. Whitey also on his last life with 13 HP. Anubis will be able to sustain 1 more hit if he doesn't lose too hard. And Fox Spirit right here is fighting versus Texan versus the rogues of Texan versus the ghost army of Texan. Because there's an uneven amount of players. Fox Spirit is fighting the ghost. The ghost actually perfectly positioned the Rampfire right here. Now it's all about, can the Rampfire actually go up in the air? Yes, it can. Can it one-shot everything? Nope. We don't have Phantom active. We don't have 3 augments on the ramp fight. So it was not able to one-shot. And we see here on the... Was it Tiru? We see augments that could have been on the ramp fight. And could have made a difference on the ramp fight compared to the Tiru. Texan also lost versus his enemy. Fox Spirit is taking over and is running away with this game. 13 game win streak right here with the 7 Earth. Plus the Arcane Links as his main carry. Ranger is gonna still be an Aegis. Fox Spirit now versus Anubis. Air team with a little Vanguard in there, with a little Malura mixed into the mix. And the Ranger is also Vanguard. So Anubis having a really good team as well right there. Reposition didn't really work out in his favor. Let's see what these Vanguards can do. And the Revenants. Here comes the first Lynx cast. The charm came in a little bit too late. Lynx is able to cast. Didn't do damage at all. Finally, the Verminio almost went down, but there comes a big shield, big heals. But here comes the big drone augment from Fox Spirit, healing all his team so much at 20 seconds, which is just insane on the 7 Earth. Oh, it's disgusting to watch. But Anubis not giving up. It's just not gonna be enough. Here comes another Adoredo heal though. Ooh, he got interrupted. Very close fight right there versus Anubis. Anubis staying alive with 3 HP, holding on to his dear life. And Nareba comes to meet his maker. Comes to meet the 18,000 damage Goliath right here. And this is gonna be a tough one. A tough nut to crack for all of these rogues against this absolutely nasty, disgusting 7 Earth team that Fox Spirit has cooked up with Verdant. Just maximum sustain. Went for level 9 now as well with the Flood, giving even more heal to his team. And this has been the name of the game in the new patch. Either full damage with rogues, or now since the last hotfix, we have full heals, full sustain. Just stacking tanks and empaths. And it's a lot of fun if you play it. It's so nasty to play against. Look at that. Ramfight did no damage. Ramfight also has Frost, which is not the ideal augment you want to have on him. So there would be better augments for the Ramfight. But since it also doesn't have Phantom, it might never be enough. Look at that. It just does half health. It can't get through. The only win condition that Nareba had here was a Ramfight that can one-shot the enemy team. The Slashin is trying its best as well, but it's just impossible. Again, Goliath, 10,000 damage. No chance for the rogues. Well played though, Nareba. Good job. Out in 6th place. Whitey out in 7th. And we have Anubis, Lex, Slicks, Texan, and Fox Spirit still battling for it. And it looks like it's gonna be a battle between Slicks and Texan for the first place of the tournament. Let's have a quick look at the spreadsheet. So Slicks had 13 points. He beat Nareba, which has 16 points now with his 6th place finish. And then next up is Anubis with 11 and Texan with 10. So if Slicks at least finishes 2 places higher than Anubis or 3 places higher than Texan, he wins the tournament. And for this, we're gonna leave Fox Spirit to it and spectate Slicks a little bit here for the final moments of the tournament. Perfect timing. Slicks is actually rolling down right now, which is interesting, right? Because he's still on 32 HP, which means he has 2 lives left. He can still lose 2 times before he's knocked out. But I guess he doesn't want to leave it up to the last chance and actually start rolling down a little bit early. Everybody here knows how it feels like in the late game when you have so much things to do, right? Look at all the augments, all the things to do. So he definitely wants to start rolling, not in the last second, so you have enough time for repositioning and all the other things you want to do. Because repositioning is arguably the most important thing in the late game. Slicks has the quick fingers from Sweden. Our tournament champion here does a reposition before he starts rolling down. Needs one more Gnarl. There he goes. Finds the Gnarl. Huge find. Now he needs one more Fern, which is going to be a huge win condition, a huge power spike if he can find the Blaze Knight. So much damage though from Fox Spirit and so much sustain. Look at that. The heal is coming in 5 seconds or something. If he can sustain a little bit longer. Now it's coming. Boom. Everybody's full health again. It might have been too late though, because the right lens on the side is doing work. Here comes the cast from the Arcane Links and it absolutely did nothing. Did it miss the target? This is the ghost army of Fox Spirit though. So I don't know if he knows, but he just lost to Slicks. But it was the ghost army, so he's battling someone else in the meantime. And I guess it was Anubis. Anubis knocked out in 5th place. So if Texan is at least 3rd? No, wait. I said that wrong earlier. Slicks, if Texan is 1st and Slicks is 3rd, Slicks still wins because he's already 3 points ahead. So Texan would need to be 4 places ahead of Slicks to win the tournament, which cannot happen anymore. Slicks is at least now getting 8, 7, 6, 5 points. Texan is maximum getting 8 points. Then he would win by a tiebreaker. All right. So the only way for Texan to win here, and the only way for Slicks to lose the tournament, would be Slicks in 4th place and Texan in 1st. Let's see if he can make it happen. Haha. With the Blaze Knight, I don't see it happening. Also fishing for a Ray now, but yeah, pretty much decked out. Slicks right here has his final composition ready. He's playing this time versus the real Fox Spirit. Let's see if positioning made any difference. And it seems like it did. It all comes down to this right lens again, just wrecking through every unit that it touches. Takes like 2 seconds and then it kills anything. Because Fox Spirit is playing around sustain, but this right lens right here is playing around single target burst damage. So it doesn't matter how much heals Fox Spirit is putting out there. This right lens is gonna kill things one by one, one after the other. Lex is knocked out. And I'm not gonna announce anything yet. We're gonna see the final scoreboard because maybe I made some mistakes, but Slicks is looking good. Slicks is definitely looking good here in the final moments of the Phantom Bounty Clash number 11. Sponsored by Illuvium, hosted by the Phantom Guild. Thank you, by the way. Big shout out to all the admins in the back, which I got 2 today. We have Erika Gloom as our main admin organizing the whole tournament. And then we also have Monster helping her with that. So big shout out to the 2 Phantom admins doing all the nitty gritty, all the details, all the hard work in the back. Look at that ram fight. Was almost able to kill the Ryplants. Here comes another cast. But Ryplants actually dodges out of the way. Oh my god. Texan has a chance of beating Slicks right here, but it is slim. Ryplants got very lucky right there. And they're gonna battle one more time. Yeah, big shout out to Illuvium sponsoring this tournament. Big shout out to the game itself, which I think since the new patch everybody loves playing because it's really, we have finally arrived where we always needed to be. Big shout out to the admins from Phantom in the back, Erika, Gloom, and Monster. And big shout out also to the Phantom Guild, our guild. If you are looking for a place in Illuvium, join us. We're always happy to have new players. We're all about positivity, inclusiveness, and just hanging out together. A place of positivity is what we wanted to create with this guild, and that's what we hopefully did, and that's what we did. Ram fight. First Omega one-shots everything. This time Ryplants has no chance. It was a little bit of a fluke early on that Slicks was able to dodge this damage that came through from Texan. And it seems like Ramfire again able to dominate the lobby, as it should be if you find a tier 5 stage 3. Plus the other stage 3s, plus perfect augments. You love to see it. Problem is, I think if they finish like this, Texan will still be second and Slicks will be first by 1 point. Which is kind of the fault or kind of the problem of this format that we're playing. It's nice to have a fixed game number of 3 games. The problem is, I think Texan shouldn't lose the tournament here if he wins this last round. But this is how this best of 3 format is set up. Even if you win the last game, you can still not win the tournament. And we're definitely also gonna go back again to our other format where it's a point format. And then you need to win the last game to actually win the tournament. Which I think is the best one for big grand final tournaments and everything. But since this is a little weekend 32 player tournament, I think it's definitely fair to play our best of 3 finals. And it also has its up and downsides. But we shall see in a second. Nevertheless, it's going to be huge if Texan is able to pull off this win here versus Fox Spirit and Slicks. Fox Spirit's team composition has guaranteed him a high place finish, but it misses this last little win condition that Slicks, for example, was able to get with the Blaze Knight, or Texan was able to get with the Ramfire and stuff like that. Also, big shout out to Fox Oracle in chat, moderating there. Good stuff. All right, Slicks right here is up versus Fox Spirit, and he's gonna have an uphill battle to climb. 4 HP left versus 52 and 64 HP, so it looks like the winner of this game is gonna be either Texan or Fox Spirit. But as I have said in the past, don't count out Slicks. He found Bloom, which could be a pretty good boost right here. 3 blooms. And if he finds 2 more Luras, he would actually have 4 bloom, which would be a pretty decent power spike. But he might be out of luck right here. But he's playing versus Fox Spirit. He does pretty good versus him, but this time the Ripelands doesn't find an entry. Finally comes in and just 2 casts and he kills the Titaner. That's pretty insane. Here comes a big heal for the Titaner, but look at the damage that 1 Stinger does from Ripelands versus a Titaner, guys. Now it's on the Ranger, which will also take it a while. Everybody else is on the Ripelands. Can we please kill it? Yo! Where's the damage? Oh my god. Goodbye, Slicks in 3rd place, but definitely very, very strong tournament showing right here. And we're gonna see the final moments between Texan and Fox Spirit. Fox Spirit now on 18 health. Texan rolling down. He still has money to go, this guy. Wants to find an Umber. There's 1 more dash. Got 2 more rolls. Very close. There it is. Lock your shop right there. Then good luck for next run. Nice position right here. Should work out pretty well. I think it's a little bit of overinvestment here. All the augments on the Tiru. Tiru has been nerfed again. But hey, we'll see. Ramfire ended up on the edge. Let's see it. Bird goes up. Bird comes down. Half of the enemy team is dead. But not the Titaner. Oh, here comes 1 more cast from the Ramfire, maybe? Yep. Kills the enemy Titaner, and now the Slashin is gonna do the rest. That was a close one, but Texan takes the win in the 3rd game of the Grand Finals right here. Huge, well played. Lex actually was able to get an Ophisto. He was playing Invokers. Too sad we didn't see that. GG's, well played. And we're gonna have a look at the spreadsheet which is being finalized right now. And there you have it. Slicks wins the tournament with 19 points, closely followed by Texan with 18 points. This was a nail biter, ladies and gentlemen. Third place, Nareba. Then we have Anubis in 4th, Fox Spirit in 5th, Lex in 6th place. Well played. Nice comeback right there. We have to check the tiebreakers there for Lex though. And then we have YT X Equo with Lex. And I'm a fishy, very close in 8th place. GG's, well played everyone. That was so close. I love to see it. And we're gonna unmute some players and see if we can have some interviews right here. So I just unmuted Slicks. Maybe he's up for a little talk as he usually is.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, welcome and congratulations for another tournament win.
Yes, another one. I was a bit worried today because I don't play rogues. I was like, will I have a chance not playing rogues?
Yeah, the last two games were dominated by rogues, but it was also tier 5 stage 3 rampfires. But yeah, it definitely has been very strong. And by 1 point, you actually were able to pull ahead of Texan and win the tournament.
Yeah, it was so close. I was keeping ahead of the scores, and anyway, I only needed like 2 plays below Texan to win. So that was what I was playing for the entire game.
Yeah, that is true. True. If you would have been same position, like same points, tiebreaker, he would have won if he would have finished above you. So you needed 2 places below him. That was close. We also have seen new players like ImFishy and also other players showing up and really showing off. Nareba also gave you a run for the money, but in the end you were able to pull ahead. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Thanks. I think he played rogues too, right? 3 rogue games. So rogue definitely dominated the tournament.
Yeah, it has been nerfed a bit, but definitely still very strong. Still the meta composition, it feels like, especially because rogues used to be about the tier 1 stage 3s, but now you just push for levels and get the late game rogue units which carry you.
Yeah, Ramfight and Slashing are so strong at the moment. They are so strong mid-game, so they get like free econ and they can just win streak. So they can hit everything because they don't need to roll because they are so strong.
Yeah. Your Aegis, I've seen it a lot too though. On the leaderboard, like in ranked, I've seen a lot of Aegis, then it got nerfed and you still pulled off a win with it. That was nice to see.
Yeah, that game was, I don't know what I was doing even. Because I was a bit, confused that game, because that was not something I had played before, so I just played on intuition.
Yeah, was it the one where you got 2 air emblems early on?
Yeah, so I was like, I was thinking of Aegis Air from the start, but that was units I wanted to play. Like, I got an Octius, but I never played it because I didn't know how to fit it.
Yeah. I guess it gave you a very good early mid game with the 6 air. And then you...
Yeah, it definitely helped out with those 2 air imprints. Like that Galaxy is so... it's probably the most RNG one, because if you get good emblems, you get such a head start towards everyone else.
Anubis had 3 fighter emblems. I've never seen that. That was really interesting.
That's the best one you can get, 3 fighter, I think.
That was pretty crazy. And it was also really cool to see, by the way, how Fox Spirit was targeting you. I think after the first round, every other round he went for Aegis as well. Like right now, he also finished with Ploto and Arcus. And also in the carousel, he took your Aegis away, even though it gave him nothing.
I was surprised by that, because I saw Anubis as the strongest player, and there were also like a Colossus emblem.
Yeah, you didn't take it.
If I would have been Fox, I would have taken the Colossus because Anubis was stronger, but Anubis didn't take it, so that's probably the difference from me being second or first today.
Yeah, that was weird. Well, I guess you would have gotten 4 Aegis, which maybe is stronger than just 3 Colossus, but I was also surprised that he didn't take the Colossus emblem. But yeah, there's so much going on. The nerfs.
Yeah.
The nerfs are on edge in the finals. And you pulled off. I was rooting against you like I always do because I just want to see other players win. But it's also cool to see how consistent you are and the skill expression that this is a statement for. So, GG's, well played.
Yeah, I think the game is heading in a really good direction because, like, even if rogues were really strong today, we still see a lot of other comps being played.
Yes.
Like Scion, Colossus, Berserker, Aegis. Like usually we don't have this much variance if you don't count the rogues, of course. So I think the game is heading to a good direction.
Yeah. Just the ramp fire needs to find a sweet spot and then we're there. Which is so hard, right? Because either it one-shots everything or it's useless. So I don't want to be on the balance side and decide how to do that. But we'll see. All right. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for playing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for Illuvium for sponsoring. Thank you for Erika Gloom and Monster, the Phantom mods in the back. Thank you for all the players. And hopefully I see you guys in a few weeks when we host our next tournament, or next week when another guild hosts a tournament, as a player, as a viewer. And if you want to also play, you can always download the game. It's completely free to play. My sign-up link is in the description below. My referral code is on top right there, pass. So if you want to support the channel, feel free to put that into your Illuvium account profile settings. And that's going to be it from us, from Phantom, for this tournament. Peace out, everybody. I see you very, very soon. Was a really nice one. I'm excited. I'm gonna jump right in there and play some Harbingers. I've been fiending. I've been waiting forward to play myself again. As fun as this was. All right, see you soon, guys. Come join a stream these days. Peace.
Take care, guys. Thank you very much for the tournament.
One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky.
You walk like two out the door, then you have magic.